This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome, cinephiles and Cinobites. This is episode 4 of season 3. I'm your host, Annika P. Mox and Ono have been talking to a lot of people lately. They're trying to be social and whatnot, but are meeting some really cool cats out there. Today on the show, we are joined by director and writer Taylor Morden. His latest project includes a documentary on the Last Blockbuster in America, and quite possibly the world. He talks about the film, the Kickstarter campaign, his memories of Blockbuster, and what video renting meant to him. Oh, and if you want to visit the place, the Last Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon. Right? Here's our talk with Taylor Morden.
All right, well, welcome to this new episode of the Cinephiles and Cinobites podcast. Today we have a guest on the show, a writer and director who's currently doing a Kickstarter campaign on the Last Blockbuster in America. That's still operating. Welcome to the show, Taylor Morden.
Hi, thanks guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah, so we're on Kickstarter right now, trying to raise some money so we can finish this documentary that we've been working on for the better part of the last year about this last remaining open Blockbuster video in America, and maybe the world, depends on how long the last other ones hold out. But it's definitely the last one in America. The Alaska stores are closing right now. And so it happened to be in our hometown here of Bend, Oregon. And we had already started making the movie. So, you know, when it became the last one, it became a little bit more urgent. And that's why we put up the Kickstarter so we could finish it in time to get it on the shelves at Blockbuster, just in case they close sometime soon.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. So what was the project before you knew that was like the last one or whatever?
It was similar. I was wanting to look at, movie renting in general and the few remaining Blockbuster videos. There was one here. There were a couple in Alaska. And there were a couple in Texas when we started. And, as we were going along, they're all closed except for this one. So kind of perfect.
True. Actually, yeah, that does add an emphasis. Shout out to our homie contributor to the site, Thomas. He is in Alaska, and I know that he tweeted a couple, before about his Blockbuster, and he put like a photo of it going out of business. So sorry about that, Thomas. But the last one in America is, in fact, in Bend, Oregon, the coolest place.
It is, but Thomas should go and hit up the store that's closing because they got great deals on all their used DVDs and Blu-rays. I know, but don't you guys feel guilty? It's like fucking robbing pirate booty when they closed down here in 2012. I know, you hit up the store.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I feel a little bit guilty.
There was one here in Bend that closed a couple of years ago, and I remember going in. Stuff was like 90% off, like a quarter, 10 cents. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I'm glad you guys are profiling this last still standing establishment.
It's the last one standing of what used to be this cultural icon that was everywhere.
For sure.
Now, it must resonate with you. Like, do you miss those times when there was like a physical place you could just go to?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, obviously Netflix and Amazon and all that is very convenient, but there's something about walking around a video store for an hour looking for the right movie to pick and talking with your friends, like, have you seen this one? Oh, no, that one sucks. Let's get this other one. And you carry around 5 of them, but you can only get 2 because you won't watch them before they're due back.
Right.
I miss all that.
Can I ask, do you remember your very first rentals from Blockbuster and when it was?
So when I was in high school, I lived out in the middle of nowhere, and we didn't have a Blockbuster. We had like the general store would rent movies, and they'd have like 20 movies.
No, okay.
Wow,
But
interesting.
my mom took me to a Blockbuster when I was a kid. I remember getting, I think it was Gremlins 2 was probably my first rental.
Oh wow. Okay. When my family went to Blockbuster the first time, our first three movies that we rented were Major League,
Ooh,
Kickboxer, and Deep Star 6. And
I don't know
Oh,
what
shoot,
that
I
one
remember
is.
you telling me.
it's like an underwater.
Oh, basically, it's the fake Leviathan. Yeah,
If you saw
the fake
Leviathan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But when we put in Kickboxer, it was like a bad tape because it was just all static, and we're like, they gave us a bad copy, and like on the day that we had to return it, we tried it one more time. It turned out it wasn't rewound, and so
Ah,
it was post
Oh, so it was
credits.
at the end?
Yeah, it was post credits, and it's
Oh,
like, what? We didn't. You
what'd you
couldn't
do?
tell if a tape was played or not. So it's like, okay, rewind, got it.
funny.
Hey, Taylor, was that copy of Gremlins 2, was that VHS or was that DVD by then?
Oh, it's definitely VHS.
Okay.
Oh,
All my first
you know,
rentals. I didn't get DVD till the late 90s.
okay, cool, fucking same track. But I want to put it out there, nostalgic as I am for this experience, like I am glad we moved past VHS. Like seriously, fuck VHS.
Oh,
I know
man.
a lot of good movies are like only found on VHS, but it was the fucking analog bullshit, just Sorry, I just put that out there.
Yeah.
Missing
No,
the
that's
time,
fine.
not missing the technology.
That's fine, but some people do miss it. There's something about a big, heavy object that has a movie on it
Right.
that people missed. And that's why we're offering our movie on VHS on our Kickstarter.
No, really?
Terrible quality. Yeah, you can actually get it. We're putting it on VHS.
Dude, you know what? I know Tommy will be all over that. That dude still buys, like, he funds movies, like, specifically if they offer it on VHS. He's such a dude of that. Like, I'm like, more power to you, but I guess you like squiggly lines. But some people do. Some people do.
So
The real connoisseurs.
oh, people like pressing tracking. Okay, got it.
Right.
Oh my
But
god.
actually, Ono has a VCR.
I still do. Well, it's one of those, those TV combos, like, so it still works.
Oh, right.
Right on.
Yeah. So
From the 90s.
it's not.
What- Do you still have any VHS tapes?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I have all my
Because
Disney.
now they cost bucks, son.
I got all the Disney ones. My Mighty Ducks, D2, Cool Runnings.
Oh,
you know,
classic.
Oh, nice.
all the good Disney flicks.
Hey, so Taylor, how much longer is the campaign for, and where are you guys currently funded percent-wise?
It is going for another 22 days, and we are currently at almost $12,000 of the $20,000 we're trying to raise.
Nice.
It's about
Hey,
60%.
nice, man.
That's sweet. How's the response from people?
Congrats on it.
Yeah, it's going pretty well, and people seem really into the idea. Everybody we talk to, even, reaching out to actors and directors and Hollywood types, everybody's like pretty excited about talking about video rentals in a documentary that we can then rent at a Blockbuster.
Well, that's kind of what made me light up too. As I said, not the whole VHS part, but of the whole like video place rental and Blockbuster. Like when we first got a Blockbuster, huge deal, dude. So many fucking videos. Oh man, it's like fucking candy store times 10. I mean, I don't know if you can duplicate that feeling of being a child with that much physical array, but that really was something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it still is. We go in the store here. We're filming there all the time now, and they have tons of movies, and so many of them don't exist on Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or any of that.
Right. For their 10 billion title selection, a lot of them are non-applicable. I feel like, if you're a parent now and you live in Bend, Oregon, or anywhere around in Oregon, you should really take your child while it exists and just let them have the experience of walking around in an actual Blockbuster.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. Like we've interviewed people who are bringing their kids there, and their kids don't know what a video rental store is. Anybody who's under
It's like trying to explain
anybody
to
who's
them.
under like 15 has never been to one. unless they live in a small town or something.
Yeah.
And so people come through and they take their kids and let them look around, and the kids are like, "Wow, look at that! They have every Harry Potter movie." It's crazy.
Right. Because that's another thing, right? With streaming and shit, like you don't get the full shit, or a lot of times the super popular shit.
Right.
Man, that's another thing.
Man.
Well,
And the crazy thing is they still get all the new releases. They still get all the movies first before you can rent them on
Oh wow.
your cable or anything. It's just like it always was, except it's brand new movies. Like they've got Avengers on the shelves right now, Infinity War.
Wow.
And they had it before you could go get it anyplace else.
Right,
Nice.
we got to put that out there. Like nowadays, you're trying to rent Redbox, you'll get it afterward of Amazon.
Yeah. Right.
So if you go to Blockbuster, they get it at the pre. So I mean, sucks that it's only one store in America across the world, but
yeah, you got to come here.
That's the place you got to go. I mean, and you guys got to fight over 10 copies, but that's how it was in the old days. You got to camp at the fucking place and be like, can you please check the drawer? Can you please check the...
Well, Mox is one of those guys who will wait next to the drop-off box.
Dude, I'm straight camp. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't do party weekends. Like, my weekends was Blockbuster nights before that was like a thing. Like, so I'm like I'm camping out there. I'm like, you got this. Oh, it's supposed to come back tonight. Oh, awesome. I'll just wait here. Can I buy some red vines? And can I just bug you every 15?
Oh my God.
And these are cool. Like I even tried to apply to there how many times, but for some reason, never got hired. I don't know.
Hey, me too. I applied twice, and I never got past the interview. Yeah.
Taylor, do they have VHS still at this Blockbuster?
No, they haven't had VHS for a while.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
right.
I don't know why I'm going but I guess for you guys.
Just DVDs.
For everyone who loves it and likes that, DVDs the future.
Nice.
Of 1998.
DVDs are the future.
Any kind of special or kind of crazy stories that you've encountered while interviewing people for this documentary?
There's a lot of cool stories, and we're talking to people who used to work at Blockbusters, and there's some inside stuff we're learning from the people who own it, like about when Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix back in the day, and they passed.
No way.
Or like when Redbox came out, and people thought that'll never catch on, stuff like that. So it's interesting, kind of hearing why Blockbuster started to decline. And it wasn't, I thought it was streaming. Like streaming came out and they closed all the Blockbusters. But if you look at the timeline, Blockbuster was actually closed before Netflix even switched to streaming.
Oh, so, wow. Well, because then
it was
I still
lots
remember
of other things.
Yeah. Well, Netflix was all about that. If you start now, you get like 6 free rentals and you can return them anytime. I remember that was like a big deal. Getting those DVDs in the mail, though. Wow, it seems so primitive now. Oh.
Yeah.
Was there a Tower Video in your town in Bend?
I didn't live here
okay.
back then. I lived in a small town up here called Vida, and we didn't have anything. But I don't remember there being a Tower Video or even a Tower Records anywhere near us. No.
Oh, okay. It was basically nothing special, but that was just another option for new releases, I guess.
Did they rent or just
but you remember the mark?
They rented out,
mostly rent, but I mean, you could buy them, but like, you remember the prices they used to put on the rentals? Like, if you were to fuck up and have to buy them. Yeah,
if you lost a copy,
it's like trying to price at $99 or some shit. Like,
if you lost a copy, they charged you $99. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, jeez.
It was just it was ridiculous. Dude. Yeah.
One time, this family in front of me renting at Blockbuster. They couldn't get their rentals because they had a video that was still out, and the guy told them it was a year ago, so they still have that the video in their possession for more than a year still.
God.
What do we do? Do we have to pay the late fees? Just buy the.
At that point, I think you just paid the cost, right?
Right. I'll say, can I just buy this from you? And I don't know what their policy was on that, but like that was unheard of. Like I was so shocked, but it's like how could you forget? That's
Like, Taylor, what do you think if they were to open up like an actual physical space where you could go and virtually select your movies? Stupid, or you think people might go there for just the experience? I mean, you select
What
it
do you
at the
mean,
place,
like-
but then you just go home.
Oh, and it's just on
Like
your
a place
TV?
where you, like, yeah, it gets sent, to your TV, but you're like at
Right.
the space physically selecting shit.
interesting.
That's interesting. I don't know if that would actually catch on. Maybe
That's
in
what I'm
virtual
thinking,
reality.
Like we send our avatars and shit. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, maybe they should open virtual reality Blockbuster, and you can go in, pick out your movie, talk to
actually-
other people, and then just watch it.
Yeah. Oh, like you know, viewing like the equivalent of viewing parties, except you're like in that
Right.
space in VR space. Hey, dude, you
Right.
don't want to fucking put a pen on it. Be like your thing.
I know.
Nice.
That's kind of a good idea. Should market that.
Shit.
Hey, Taylor. So why do you think it's important for people to know about this Last Blockbuster?
I think it's interesting, and there's definitely some interesting characters at this store, but mostly the story that we're trying to tell is about video renting and what it meant to have like physical media and a place you would go.
Yeah.
And I think that's just disappearing. And so to be able to tell the story of that people can watch, say 10 years from now when it's completely gone, that'd be valuable. And we're trying to do it in like a funny way so that, if you're trying to pick out a movie and you want something the whole family can watch that's going to be entertaining, like it's a documentary, but it's not like a sad or like, political or say it's just
The downfall
Just like-
of the Western rat.
right. It's like remember movies because we all love movies. That's why we're making these.
When we think of documentaries, you do think of that, like a lot of like, ooh, I just want to kind of be entertained. Well, this does it. It touches on, a beat of nostalgia while also being fun. And you got some personalities, from the trailer that I saw that are great for that. Like that trailer was really upbeat, dude.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's fun. We want to keep it like positive, even though it's about, this company going out of business, basically.
Right.
But it's more about remember how cool it was when we could all like drive our car down and wander around the aisles and find a copy of Speed that we could watch, and then
Oh, hell yeah.
and then get it back in time so we could go rent another one maybe that same weekend.
The rush. Right. There
Yep.
was a little bit of rush because it was a little bit like, ooh, that penalty, ooh, the fucking judgy eyes.
Right.
Let's just drop it in and slink away like fucking thief in the night. Just drop it.
Yeah.
Do you think like with like streaming services, browsing for movies, is it the same as actually being at the store? But
No.
I mean, no, like at the,
Nah,
no.
not even close.
Like it's almost a passive experience when you're just flipping through with a directional button as opposed to like being there with your hand on the shit.
Yeah, and being able to
Yeah,
look
it's
at
just like-
the box and read it and like look at the person standing next to you and be like, hey, did you see this? Was it any good? That's so much better than
Or, like-
whatever the rating system on Netflix is.
Which are lies, by the way. Everything Netflix
Yeah.
original is like a 5-star.
Everything on
Yeah,
Netflix, it's
they're-
all like, everybody loves it.
Right, it's all skewed. And there's always that one
Yeah.
dude at the store who like knew shit. I mean, yeah, to kind of take it with a grain of salt, but like the fucking resident cinephile. Plus, when your
Right.
friends went to grab that weird video, you could just dog on them. Be like, oh, that movie sucks.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Put that shit in the rubbish.
Right.
I mean,
Oh.
I guess you can sort of duplicate that, but it's not as bad as being in public when you razz on your friends and make them like, oh, you crying?
It was a weird thing. It was like a place you could go to hang out where you didn't have to spend money if you didn't want to, maybe you get a rental for
Right,
99
right.
cents, but you didn't have to. You could just go in and look at movies and hang out, watch whatever they were playing on the TVs.
Right. Oh, okay.
That's true. What's the cost of living like in Bend?
It's a little high for a small town in Oregon. It's kind of a hip, upcoming town. Like it's a tourist town.
Oh,
Ski mountain in the winter, and there's a river that people come float in the summer. So it's a pretty nice
Okay.
town.
Inflated a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now,
little bit more expensive than all the towns around it for sure.
Okay, so what made you choose Bend? Because I'm thinking you were there before the going out of business type of deal.
Yeah, I just wanted to live here. I grew up in Oregon, and so I had been living on the East Coast, and I wanted to come back out here. But Eugene and Portland, Oregon, rain all the time. You know, it's like Seattle. And so we moved to Bend because it's in the desert. It doesn't rain, and it's like the nicest town you can live in where it doesn't rain. But the answer should be because they have a Blockbuster video.
No.
Nobody moved here for that, I don't think.
So is that the only video rental place in town then? Just
yes. I mean, there's Redbox everywhere.
right.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, every grocery store, every 7-Eleven, everywhere.
Wow.
There's a line too. It's like, fuck, there's only 10 videos. Just hurry up.
I know, right?
Right.
Like, I get so annoyed when there's like a line at the Redbox. Well, and it's because the guy wants to rent like 5 DVDs. I'm like, really? Are you gonna watch all of them tonight? Otherwise, you're gonna get
fucking
charged.
MCU or DCU and one indie.
Right.
That's all they got.
Hey, so once you do get the funding and all of that, Taylor, what is the pipeline from there? You gonna try and put it in film festivals, or you're just gonna go directly to distributing it?
Well, the only thing we know for sure is that you'll be able to rent it at Blockbuster, and you can buy it there. But we're definitely going to try for film festivals and maybe a small theatrical run. But more likely, it's going to end up on some kind of streaming service, which is ironic.
All right.
Right.
But at least more people will be able to see it.
So are you handling that kind of back end, or is one of the producers are, like, how to get it out once you've completed the masterpiece?
Yeah, that's all going to be through, producers and talking with distributors and all that. We can submit to film festivals on our own, and we are handling the Blockbuster store placement ourselves, but the rest of that's going to be through distributors, I'm sure.
We saw one of your short films, Gotcha, on Vimeo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's sweet.
Very, very good. I can't believe that was a 72-hour turnaround, dude. That was really tight.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, that was a 72-hour horror film competition that we did here. So we shot that in, just like wrote it and shot it and edited it in 3 days.
Damn. Well, did you guys pull all-nighters for that one? Or was it pretty chill?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No, it was all night.
That was some all-night shit, yeah. And so you were editor on that project too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, there was like 4 of us that made it. So everybody kind of did everything, but.
Nice.
So that was some really nice cutting. And you directed that too. That was really smoothly directed and cut. I mean, there was nice pacing, there was great tension, great use of sound to like build the momentum. I was initially lost a little bit, and then I kind of had to like fill in the gaps myself, but the scares were there and just that mounting suspense, like, ooh, what the fuck's gonna happen? And then the end, like, not to give it away, but like, the title comes back around full circle, and then it's like, boom, what's up?
Yeah.
I can see how you guys got awarded. That was a really nice one, dude. Had you worked with those people before, or? Not really.
A buddy of mine who's actually working on this Blockbuster movie with me helped me shoot that, but all the actors, and it's just all local people we found when we signed up for the competition.
Nice. Was the story kind of planned out before? Like, did you already have this kind of like on the shelf, or was it all on the spot?
No, you get your concept on Thursday night, and so then we wrote it Thursday and Friday and did storyboards and stuff. Shot it on Saturday and did all the post-production on Sunday.
Nice.
Did they have the kind of requirements where like you have to use a red pipe and one left shoe and like fucking one this kind of shot, or they just gave you the concept and then
No, we definitely had to use. There's a line of dialogue that's in there that we had to use, and then the prop I think was a blue ribbon. We had to have a blue ribbon in there.
Oh, nice. So, you guys work it in so organically, you can't even tell, dude. It just, everything feels germane. It's like, oh, shit. Nothing like stands out like, look, they made us use this fire hydrant.
Right. Right. Sometimes that happens. I've worked on a lot of those competition films, and yeah, it'll be like you have to use a teddy bear
Well, they have-
with a hat on it. It's like, what the? Why?
Right. Like, no, I've seen, like, not to diss on filmmakers, but I've seen, like, where they have no idea how to put it in there. They just include it randomly. Like, oh, look,
Right.
the camera looks left, POV of the guy, and, oh, we'll be at cactus. Now back to the real
Right.
story.
Right. Exactly.
Nice,
So,
nice.
that was really nice. You cannot even tell. That's why I had to ask. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, now, Ono, you may ask your fucking storyboarding question of ever.
Oh, okay. Well, it's usually just like
now
as,
that we've built it up.
as a filmmaker, is storyboarding important or no?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you're doing a narrative, so like a scripted piece,
Yeah.
I think it's super important. In documentaries, not really, because you kind of get what you get unless you're setting up a stage shot or like a reenactment or something.
TV.
But when you're trying to tell a story, the storyboards, what they do is they help you on set to like communicate to everyone else. So even though I have it in my head already what I want the shot to be, if I don't write it down, I can't show anybody else, and they can't help us get it.
I see.
You know, so you can't show your actors, oh, here's how you're going to be standing, and you can't show, other camera operators what you want the frame to look like if it's just in your head. So yeah, storyboards are super important.
All right. So don't mean to put you on the spot, Taylor, but could I get a top 6 list
But
from
it's
you?
totally on the spot.
It's totally on the spot.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the spot.
So a top 6,
Top 6.
most memorable rentals from Blockbuster.
Oh,
Top
shit, that's
6?
hard, dude. Yeah, that's a hard one, dude.
Yeah, it's got to be 6.
Like, we're focusing on Blockbuster rentals because you're the Blockbuster dude. Usually we just say top 6 favorite films, sometimes of a genre, sometimes not. But
Sure.
I guess we're hanging you out to dry because you're the Blockbuster guy. Sorry, man.
Well,
Sorry in
I've
advance.
definitely rented a handful of movies several times. I remember Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I rented several times.
Oh, nice.
I owned Raiders of the Lost Ark, but I never owned Temple of Doom, so I'd go rent that so I could watch them back to back. Same with the Back to the Future movies. All 3 of those, I remember renting them. When they would get off the new release wall and they'd be 99 cents, you could rent all 3 of them for $3.
Wow.
And that'd be fun.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to count that as 3 movies, but
Oh, okay.
that's one.
That's
Okay, we'll
one.
count
That's
that
one.
as like 1-1. Okay. 2.
Sure.
Nice.
I remember renting Revenge of the Nerds because I loved it. It was hilarious, but it was also like the first movie I remember seeing that had naked girls in it. And that was a big deal.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Watched that a
That
few
was
times.
a big deal. That was
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
I just had to
Speed, I
interject
rented a
that.
bunch.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Nice.
Which one?
Speed,
Oh, okay, Speed.
Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock. They're in a bus. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh yeah, I saw
They
that in
have to go
theaters.
over.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, if you haven't seen that, you're gone.
And then when DVDs came out, I remember renting like The Matrix was a big one, and Gladiator. Those were big DVD rentals.
Oh, nice.
Is that 6 yet? It feels like that's 6.
That's 6. Yeah, I gotta say, Gladiator
Cool.
was the second DVD I ever bought. The first
Yeah.
one was Galaxy Quest.
Oh, you bought? That was the first DVD I ever rented once I switched formats.
Gladiator?
Yeah, that was. And it
Might have been mine.
glitched for like 20 minutes.
Oh.
So like I missed
Yeah,
20 minutes.
DVDs
of the
were
thing,
really.
like,
Yeah, they were low quality when they first came out. They'd have glitches and
Well,
they'd scratch super easily.
capabilities.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
people knew how to
So,
like care for them. Like they'd grab it on the part where you're not supposed to grab. Like you get a rental and it's like all fingerprints and like just
Yeah,
nastiness.
Thumbs up. Yeah, nice pick, dude.
Yeah, nice picks. I want to say thank you again, Taylor, for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I want to say congratulations.
Thanks for
to
reminiscing with us.
Oh yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Of course.
On the ska documentary that you did, the campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. We're in post-production on that one. That should come out in the spring.
On what? A ska documentary?
Yeah, he did a
Yep.
ska documentary. Third wave ska.
Oh, nice. Ooh, that's my favorite wave.
Right on.
Oh man. And good luck to you and the rest of the campaign. Hope it turns out. I'm sure you're gonna make it for sure. I think
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's the
Make sure you tell everyone you know.
for sure. It's a
Oh, yeah, we
featured
will,
project on Kickstarter right now, I think. So
Yeah, today it's the like project of the day or whatever they do.
Oh, shit. That's big, dude. You're going to
Yeah.
get a lot of hits from that. So do you want to put out there real quick anywhere on social media, Twitter, whatever, they can reach you or your project at?
Yeah, it's Kickstarter.com. If you type in Blockbuster, we're the only one. LastBlockbusterMovie.com is our website, and we're at Last Blockbuster Movie on Facebook and Instagram. Last Block Doc on Twitter.
nice.
On Twitter. All right. Cool, dude.
All right. Well, thank you again, Taylor, and have a good rest of your day. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, you too.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
All
right, bro.
Take care.
All right.
Okay, shit.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been a Nekko Media podcast broadcasting from the Blood Cave, part of the /tag Potter family. For myself, Annika Pussyfoot, Mox, and Ono, keep the lights on and check under that bed because there's only one universal truth. No lives matter. That means you.
We have candy.